There's no better place to watch football with friends than Buffalo Wild Wings. They've got all the games on wall-to-wall TVs and a new $5 game day menu with 38-ounce pitchers of Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, cheeseburgers and brats, and select cocktails. And every Sunday, you can play an exclusive fantasy football game with DraftKings with prizes like free wings for a year. Get to Buffalo Wild Wings for our $5 game day deals. When football is on, you have to be here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Price and participation vary, subject to restrictions, limited time only.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1236. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I host this show as I have for 7+ years now. And today's show talks about activating your LinkedIn network, something that many of you are loath to do for reasons I can't figure out, but hey, let me just give you a couple of simple ways that you can do it. Hope you find it helpful. Hope you give it a great review in Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the show. And by the way, are you taking my classes on Skillshare? On Skillshare, I have several classes on job hunting that will help you quite a bit. And if you join the site using the link in the show notes, you'll get 2 months of membership for free instead of just one. Now with that, let's get going.
Now, first of all, I want to start off by saying, if you update your LinkedIn profile, your network is going to be contacted if changes in your profile. LinkedIn is going to do that automatically. If you're connected to your boss, you may not want to do that. So you have to go to the privacy settings to turn off that function that lets people know of automatic updating, and then personally contact people through the LinkedIn system or outside the system about your desire to look for work. Now, if you have a large network, LinkedIn limits the number of messages that you can send to your network to 200 at a time. So if you have 4,000 or 5,000 people in your network, I have 14,000 plus first level connections. No recruiters. I don't connect with recruiters. It would be so much easier if I did, but I don't want to help my competition. But if you have 4,000 or 5,000 people in your network, that's a lot of messages to send out through the system. And every time you hit 204, it tells you that you're over. You got to redo this. So, excuse me while I speak. Excuse me. So, better to download your list from LinkedIn, and LinkedIn lets you do that as an Excel spreadsheet, and then send out 250 at a time through email. Or if you're using a service like Gmail or Yahoo, they may limit to about 200. So it's just a lot easier to do it in your own system than to be restricted, because all that happens in your own system is you have access to it. You can format it the way you want instead of the plain text that LinkedIn forces you to send out. It just looks a lot better. And then you're able to exclude the addresses and the people that you don't want to send it to. Just delete them so you don't make a mistake. So you message them to let them know that you're looking for something. Let them know that you're exploring things and what they can do to help you. So I'm looking for a role in an organization where, or I'm looking for advice from someone who can point me to someone who I could learn from about how to get entry into this organization. There are lots of different things that you can learn by messaging people outside of LinkedIn. And you'll notice I didn't talk about activating your own network, the non-LinkedIn friends of yours. Because until you're ready to be clear about what you want, you can't really send them a message. You blow the opportunity. Take a little time to reflect before you send any of these messages or contact your friends. But at the end of the day, message them, say hi, have a quick social thing at the beginning, and then say, just want to let you know I'm looking for a position now. The kind of work that I do is such and such. I'm looking for an opportunity where I can. And you message them out. Now, back to LinkedIn. I want you to join groups for your area of expertise. Larger the better. You can do the same on Facebook as well. But I want you to start joining groups and being active. And there are 2 reasons for it. Number 1 is you'll make connections with people. Number 2 is you won't have to use in-mails to message people who are in groups with you. So it just helps beef up your network in order to do that. But here, I just want to remind you, you want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is SEO optimized, meaning you're using terms that people will be looking for when they try to find someone like you. And that includes the name of your company and your job title. If you have a unique job title, go to this more standard title because that will help LinkedIn connect people with you. If you're out of work, don't change your date of employment because LinkedIn disadvantages you in search results if you're not working. I want you to click the profile tab on top and then who's viewed your profile. Now this, I believe, is part of a pay service. So I think the first level of pay service is $49.99 currently. I think this is a great way to build your network and simply look at people who viewed your profile but haven't necessarily contacted you. You can message them and say, "Hi, I noticed you looked at my profile. Was there something there in particular that you were looking for? Let's connect as well, and maybe we can help one another." Real simple thing. And what you're doing is opening a conversation with someone who ostensibly was looking for someone like you, but didn't see something there. So they skipped over the connection request. You make the connection request, open the conversation, and try and find out what it was they were trying to see. You want to follow companies you're interested in and start looking for people who work at those firms. And that's often in the current release of LinkedIn in the right-hand column where you can see people you're connected to who are first-level connections and then starting to network with people who are second-level connections, trying to reach out to them and connect with them. And then from there, trying to open a conversation with them. This is a way of activating connections that you're with in order to build relationship, because that's really what people want to do, is they want you to build a relationship. Without a relationship, who's going to do anything for you, right? You also want to do things like, well, let me backtrack for a second. All this is predicated on the fact that there's a statistic that you need to hear. Most of you know that 70% of all jobs are filled by networking. Most of you don't know that 70% of the 70%, or 49% of them, are filled as a result of connections that you made while job hunting that you didn't know at the beginning of your search. So you always want to be in the position where you're hunting people, trying to build connections and extend past your immediate network. Excuse me, I have a reminder there. Good. Get past your current immediate network and on to people that they know, and build your network to secondary individuals, because that's most likely where you're going to find your next job. Lastly, log on to LinkedIn regularly. Check your messages. Respond to emails. It doesn't help you to have all these connections if you don't get onto LinkedIn, right?
So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, here are a few ways that I can help you. First of all, you can hire me to coach you throughout your job search in every way imaginable. That includes a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, helping you with a salary negotiation and or networking, answering your questions about your job search, giving you advice about a decision you have to make once you have the offer. We can work in 30-minute or 1-hour increments throughout your search. And the easiest way to talk with me about it is by connecting with me at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show. I just like knowing that I'm helping folks. And once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. We'll do a free discovery conversation with one another. If you're not interested in coaching and you just have a few questions, the easiest way to do it is by reaching out to me through the Magnify app for iOS. That's Magnify with an I. Or if you don't have an iOS device, if you're an Android user or you just want to call me on the phone, do it through PrestoExperts.com, where I'm a career coach and job search expert. For those of you who've been listening to the show, you know that I always talk about JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And recently, we've been changing the focus of the site to really emphasize interviewing and answering tough interview questions. If you join, You'll have access to curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's designed to help you find work more quickly, as well as videos and podcasts and other information. Again, an emphasis on interviewing and answering tough interview questions. You can also take my classes on Skillshare and become a premium member using the link in the show notes and get 2 months for free instead of the 1 month that the site offers. And the last thing I want to mention to you is schedule me for lunch. I do it at 12:30 most days, and for now I'm making myself available Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for lunch at 12:30 Eastern Time. We'll meet over Zoom and be able to see one another. You bring something to eat, or if it's early for you, very simply bring some coffee with you. We'll sit and talk for 45 minutes. I'll answer your questions. That's less for $175. That's less than what I charge for comparable time for my coaching. So again, reach out to me through LinkedIn and we'll schedule a time for lunch. Have a great day. Take care.
There's nothing more predictable in life than the unexpected. Lightning will always strike. Hail will fall on roofs. Fortunately, there's AAA. AAA has been helping members stay prepared for over 100 years. So when unusual storms, fallen debris, or sudden leaks happen, you'll be covered. Check, check, and check. Get an insurance checkup to make sure you have the home and auto coverage that's right for you. Visit AAA.com/checkup or stop by your local AAA store.
There's no better place to watch football with friends than Buffalo Wild Wings. They've got all the games on wall-to-wall TVs and a new $5 game day menu with 38-ounce pitchers of Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, cheeseburgers and brats, and select cocktails. And every Sunday, you can play an exclusive fantasy football game with DraftKings with prizes like free wings for a year. Get to Buffalo Wild Wings for our $5 game day deals. When football is on, you have to be here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Price and participation vary, subject to restrictions, limited time only.